All right, welcome to a cold week 11. Our payout last week was most tight end points going to Blake. Won it with Jimmy Graham. This week's payout is most points, and that'll be the payout for next week as well. Main thing we're going to talk about tonight is playoff.
Let's get a kicker total points. What the hell?
It's worthless. Kickers are bye week. Drop them no matter what. This week's matchups.
You're all weirded out. You can't see yourself.
Yeah, I know. I changed my setup now. Brad plays Justin. Leaper plays Donnie. Todd plays Bert. Drew plays Andy Nelson. I play Josh. My dad plays Andy Wallace. Shoal plays Blake. So those are our 7 matchups, Andy. What do people need to do to get into the playoffs?
I just realized I played Drew. I'm kind of excited. I think I scored more points in 1 week than Drew has the last 2 weeks. Except he's got 2 wins, and I think I got 2 losses.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
So, I left y'all with a cliffhanger on playoff prognostication. I did that, and 13 of the 14 teams are still alive. The one team that is not alive is Mr. Scholl. Apologize, Mr. Scholl, losing those 4 games in conference early on comes back to bite you. Because even if you were to win out, you'll be tied with 3 teams in the division, or tied with 4 teams in the division, even if they lost out, and you would lose on the tiebreak by only having 2 division wins. Whereas
he's eliminated, it doesn't matter.
So go ahead, Steve. You can turn off the video, not watch it anymore, because your season's over.
What about my division, Andy? Let's start with that one. That one's got a lot going on there.
Well, there's a lot going on in both divisions. Yeah. Your division's actually a little easier to prognosticate than the good division. But Kyle, it's pretty simple for you. 1 win and you're in, or a loss by Carl, Bert, and Brad.
You mean Blake?
Or Blake.
I've clinched.
What? You're right. I'm sorry, Blake. Kyle, you clinched. Congratulations. First to clinch.
1 win, and I win the division as well.
See? You should have just lost a long time ago, because you lose and you clinch a division. Or you clinch
so Blake needs 1 win, or...
Actually, Blake and Drew need the exact same thing. A win by either Blake or Drew, and then 1 loss by either Kyle, Bert, or Brad.
And Blake and Drew play each other, so one of those is guaranteed in.
Correct. So even if Blake or Drew lose this week, if Carl, Brad, or Bert lose, both Blake and Drew clinch. So now we get to the messy stuff. Right now, Brad is penciled in the number 4 spot. For him to clinch a playoff spot, he needs 3 wins and 1 loss by Bert and Carl, because Bert and Carl both have the tiebreak on Brad. Carl controls his own destiny. Wins 3 games, he's in. So Carl, start backing up all your smack talk and win some matchups, and you're in the playoffs. Bert, you need a little bit of help, not so much. You need 3 wins and 1 loss by either Carl or Brad. So you have a very, very reasonable shot. So Brad, Carl, and Bert, you're all tied. You're all fighting for the last spot. Right now it's Brad's, but Carl controls his own destiny. Leaper, you're not out of this, buddy. Matter of fact, you have a pretty good shot at still making the playoffs. You kind of quasi-control your own destiny, because if you win 3 games and Carl loses 1, you're in the playoffs. So that's the end of the.
Who do you think's making it out of those 4? Out of between Brad, Carl, Bert, and Leaper?
As much as it pains me to say it, I think Carl.
So, yeah, the remaining schedule's 3 games left is going to be. It's not going to be decided till the last week for sure.
There's 2 division games left, and that's the good thing about setting the schedule like we did.
Yes.
No playoffs are on the line. You're playing against a team just like the NFL.
Because Leaper plays Bert and Brad still. So
correct. That's why he controls his own destiny. Because if he beats Bert and Brad, he'll have the tiebreak on both of them. He already beat Carl. Or lost to Carl, I mean. Mm-hmm. That's why he needs Carl to.
My dad's .4 scoring correction is going to come back to haunt him possibly over Brad. The stat correction, he beat Brad, and then Charles lost points, and so Brad ended up winning by 0.4 points.
Are you serious?
2 weeks ago. We talked about this completely.
No, you were in Dallas, dude.
Oh, yeah. Dallas sucks. Justin's division, where he's the leader.
Justin's, what the hell? I'm in that division too.
Yeah.
So's Todd.
Yeah.
So's Donnie, Josh, Wallace.
Justin's been leading from the get-go. He's 7-3. What's he need to do to win the division? A lot still.
Not so much. He just needs a win and 1 loss from Josh. That's it.
No, to win the division though.
I don't know. I didn't figure out to win the division. This is playoff prognostication.
Yeah. All right.
Not division winner prognostication.
So Josh just needs a win and Josh to lose. Okay.
No, Justin needs Josh to lose.
I play Josh this week, so we'll see what happens. I could win the division and let Justin make the playoff.
You're a loser now.
I am 9-1 now on the season.
And Josh is on a winning streak. He's won 3 times as more games than you have this last week. He's won 3 in a row. You've won 1 in a row.
I've lost 1-0 in a row. 9-0 is the record, though, Andy, for our league. So
to start a season, but it's not about how you start; it's how you close.
It's true, and I'm just going the wrong direction.
Just like a marriage, the dating and the engagement's pretty much awesome. Then as soon as you get married, they close the door on you and you get shut out. Start a losing streak.
It starts that day.
But Justin, you need a win and 1 loss from Josh, and you're in the playoffs. Todd, still a little bit of work to do. You need 2 wins and 1 loss from Andy or Josh to make the playoffs. Andy, Donnie, and Josh, you're all 5-5. You all pretty much need the same thing. 3 wins for each of you and 1 loss from each other. Andy needs 1 loss from Donnie. Donnie needs 1 loss from Josh. Josh needs 1 loss from Andy. Wallace, you're not out of it. But you'd be a lot closer had you come and made a couple of videos.
He's coming.
He's coming.
We have something planned for Wallace.
I think you've said that many a times.
Yeah.
He's coming. You need, Wallace, get your pen and paper out. Oh, wait a minute. You need 3 wins, and you need 2 of the next 3 things to happen. You need 3 losses by Andy, 3 losses by Donnie, or 3 losses by Josh. So, you're saying there's a chance, Wallace. Dumb and Dumber's coming out this weekend. Maybe you'll come out of the closet, too.
Who's winning it? Who's making the playoffs? I mean, basically, Justin's probably in for sure. There's 3 spots left. Todd's, a lot can happen in 3 weeks.
I think Todd will be in.
Yeah, I do too.
I think Andy will be in, and I think Josh will be in. I think Donnie won a Super Bowl last week.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, 6 touchdowns will do that for anybody.
In half.
I sent Donnie a great offer for Aaron Rodgers, and he told me he would not send me Aaron Rodgers because he didn't want my team to be unbeatable, is what he said. And then Aaron Rodgers goes and scores 6 touchdowns, so maybe Donnie's on to something.
Well, obviously, your team is beatable.
Yeah, it is. If I would have had Aaron Rodgers last week, though, I would be thinking the opposite. I would be having dreams of 16-0. But now they're crashed.
Would you get a tattoo if you went 16-0?
I'd have to consider something, truthfully. To go undefeated in fantasy football, you'd have to have some sort of special monument.
Yeah, maybe we should bring that up in the bylaws. Like the worst team in the league get a tattoo.
No, I've heard that from. Yeah, I think that's stupid. But if you would go 16-0, that's a different ball game. Someone's guaranteed to finish last. No one's guaranteed to finish 16-0. What else, Andy? Story time?
Nope, no stories.
Nothing good, huh?
No, sorry. Playoff prognostication did me in.
Yeah, you spent a lot of time on your spreadsheet today.
Look at how pretty this is.
When do you update that?
Oh, I just kind of fiddled with it.
He's got it all color-coded. Show him.
You want to see?
Yeah, show him.
There, can you see it?
It's hard to see the numbers, but he's got everybody with their own color box up here for the schedule. I don't even know what all that is. That's just somebody who works in an office all day that's got a little too much time in his cubicle. Right?
No, this is done at late night between Skinamax sections. You know, the little 10-minute gap between the shows.
Oh, boy. Trade deadline. We are about 10 days away from the trade.
Ooh. Trade
deadline will be before week 12 noon kickoff games. So Thursday night games, you can still trade those guys.
Rumor is Kyle Rudolph is on the market. He's a hot commodity. He's played 1 game this year, and you want to give up a wide receiver 1 or running back 1, you could probably get Kyle Rudolph.
Maybe.
You may have to throw in someone.
You know who should be on the waiver wire? LaShawn McCoy.
Ooh, interesting. You know what? We didn't even talk about Adrian Peterson. You've been mother effing me all year to drop him. Now, do I drop him?
At this point,
he
you may as well just keep him forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Whispers are he may come back, he may not come back. I don't know, but I'd take that gamble.
Speaking of which, though, Justin does have the wife beater on his team, so we'll see what happens there with Fantasy Karma.
The wife beater. Oh, Ray Rice.
And yeah, but Josh Gordon's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
But beating wives is not cool.
Who
Neither
knows?
is beating kids, so we'll see what happens. Something's got to give, because you two both have the abuse in that division.
One of us will abuse the other.
Yeah. It's fucking cold in the garage. Done with the video.
Pussy. Gophers, 55-14.
You done?
What?
Anything
Yeah,
else?
that's about it.
All right.